In this video, I'm going to be timing myself writing a pillar post for an e-commerce site. This way we will be able to put together our bundles and packages for our clients, but I thought you'd like to be interested to see the entire process from start to finish without me explaining everything. So this is assuming that we've already done the keyword research. We already know what our pillar posts are going to be. So what I'm going to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to go to Article Fiesta, and my links are in the description below. So you can just look at the description below. So now I'm logged into my Article Fiesta. You're going to click on that link and you'll get a discount for signing up for Article Fiesta through my link. Then we're going to click on New Simple. Now, for our bundles, we are not going to, so we're not going to connect to a WordPress site because we deliver our articles to our clients through a Google folder. This way they can do the adding the images and the charts and all of that sort of thing. So what I'm going to do first right here, for this timing, is I am not doing any embellishing on the article. This is going to be straight writing, okay? And this is so that all of the keyword research has been done, and we're just trying to get an idea how long it takes to do the actual prompting and then waiting for the article to be written. Because our virtual assistant is not going to be leaving the screen. Like, I might be able to go leave the screen and come back, and that's fine, but we're not going to allow our virtual assistants to do that. So keyword, the first thing we do is we do the keyword. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have my Bard and my ChatGPT open, and I'm going to click on my ChatGPT and I'm going to grab the title that I want, the keywords that I want, go back to Article Fiesta. I'm going to type this in, and then I am going to get rid of this, a comprehensive guide, because that's not a keyword. So my keyword's going to be type of mythological creatures. And then it's optional to do your title, but I am going to do my title, which is the same thing, plus the colon, a comprehensive guide. And then the niche is mythology, and my post to blog, no blog. Okay. And that's because we deliver them through Google folders. Now, even if, so I want to make a caveat here for all of these AI writers, when I forgot to start my timer. Let me start my timer. So what you want to do for, if you want to attach it to your blog and you're doing this for yourself, just keep in mind that it only goes to WordPress editor. So if you're using like Thrive themes or Elementor or Divi or any of those other sites, and you're using page builders or blocks within those pages, it's not going to go there. And not only that, you're not going to be able to add in between with your Thrive themes or your other, so you won't be able to pull in things. I'll show you that process another time. So then we're going to click on Show Advanced Settings. We want to click it to High Quality. We want English. It's going to be, I want the images to created by AI. The images here will go ahead, and if they're good enough, we will take them. A lot of times this Article Fiesta doesn't have really good. It depends on the niche. They do really good ones, and then they don't do such good ones. And you can always change them, but that also takes time. So for me, I'd rather go to Midjourney or Leonardo to create my own AI images, but it's up to you. So now it wants your Amazon affiliate ID, which I don't have yet. I mean, I have mine, but I'm writing this. Let's pretend I'm writing this for a client. If we have the client's Amazon affiliate ID, we would stick it in here. Then we would go to get the rest of this description. So I'm going to go get this information here from my ChatGPT. I'm coming over here and I'm going to paste that in there. And that's all I need. Now, when I do things where I need a personal, and you've seen my videos where I've needed a personal anecdote, or I have my cats' names are Batman and Robin and Boots. And so when we write about the cats, then we're asking the AI to also incorporate their names throughout the content. Then down here, you can create a Google document, which is what we would do. We would need to make sure we have that drive connected to our Article Fiesta. And we want to include any outbound links that are good for SEO, power words in the title, yes, random chance to add fact checks. I don't usually add the fact checks anymore because Google has come out and says that they're not going to look at those for the rich snippet part, and they're just ignoring the fact sections now. You can create a fake author if you want. And then you can include a personal story or a case study, which is very important, and then featured images. Okay, so this is going to cost me 1 credit, and I have 13 credits left. I think I started with 16 in the month. I'm going to click on create my article. All right, so now it's going to put me in position. I'm in number 2, so somebody else's article is being written before mine. I'm number 2 in position, and it tells me it could take up to 10 minutes. And during this time, we are still timing. So far, this process has taken around about 3 minutes. So this whole process so far has taken us about 3 minutes. And so we are going to wait here, and this isn't going to take very long. But while we're waiting here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go open up Neuronwriter. We have to go to Neuronwriter now. So while that's doing that, we will go to Neuronwriter. And we're going to go ahead and log in, and this saves us some time. And we're going to go here. And we're going to click on my mythical creatures. And I am going to create a new query. So here I go to new query, and I'm going to go back to my ChatGPT or Bard, but they both have the same one, so it doesn't really matter which one I use on this particular article. Sometimes they're very different with so then I'm going to type here, and I'm going to erase the comprehensive guide, of course, and it's I'm setting it to United States. I am clicking English, and I'm clicking start. So now here it is right here. And I'm going to click on the analysis. So I'm going to get all my competitor analysis right now. Let's go back to article Fiesta and see how now I'm in position 1. So we're waiting over here for this analysis to get done. Between these two, there's really not something else you could do. You could go into Midjourney and Leonardo and start doing, adding to go faster your images and things. But for our content writing, we're not adding images. So that would be like an upsell or an add-on. This is just what I'm timing as just the writing part. I'm not doing the charts. I'm not doing any of that. You've seen me in the process of doing all those, and you see how long those take. I am not adding those into a bundle because a lot of people don't understand how long those things take and what that entire process is. So here we go. Now, what we have here is, 3 and 4. I wonder why those aren't even, that's very interesting. Those aren't even, I don't think I want allocation. I took that off of my list because it's I don't know how to explain it, but it's a site that I don't need to compete with. But it looks like I'm going to do pretty well here. It looks like my highest score is going to be a 65 if I take this Your Tango on here, which is a really long, this one here is a super long article. So we're going to have to really watch our word count here, and we might have to go into Claude. I'm hoping I don't have to go into Claude 2 to get the content, but because we'd like to keep just one SOP going. Let's see how long that article Fiesta is. We're still in the process there. It's still processing. Okay. So we're going to go over here, and we want the first top 10 usually, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's good enough because I know I can beat 16 and I know I can beat 22. So I know I can be in those top areas. So what I'm going to do now is I know that I want to get like around a 65. It would be nice if I didn't have these two guys to compete with. I'm going to click on next. And I'm going to add my title, which is copied here, that's going to be the title. And now I am going to go take this title. I'm going to go over here to my ChatGPT, and I'm going to say, can you please give me a meta description that is very clicky but contains only, let me go back. I always forget the number, 960 pixels. 960 pixels for this title. And then let me put that in there and let me see what, oh, I should have asked for 5. I'm sorry. Doesn't mean I always like it. Okay, so let's say, can you give me 5 more? That's pretty cool. I like that. It's kind of like what, oops, I didn't send it. So we'll see what that's doing. Let's go check our article, and it is done. So it only has 1,813 words. So that's going to be a problem, I believe. Let's see. Let's see what we have to get here. We'll go on here first to make sure. Well, I want to first fill this in. So let me go back to ChatGPT and see which one I like the best. From Greek sirens to Norse giants, explore the vast realm of myths, dive into no, because that's not, see, I want the one, so you have to, this is where you have to like think, okay? And you have to process this information in your brain. Because what is my title? Types of mythical creatures. So I want it to be really focused on that, right? Unearth ancient legends, dive into the world of dragons, nymph, and beasts, your ultimate guide to mythical creatures. That's really good. This one here is not. Ever wondered about creatures? Unravel mysteries from every corner of the world. No, I don't like that. Step into the world where myths come alive from fierce. Nope. Embark on a legend to uncover the secrets of myth from culture's world. That's pretty good. But I think actually their first one was the best. So I'm going to, and I like to use ellipses. That's my little trick that I use. I'll show you that here. So we're going to click this and see it's coming to 902, which is fine. And then instead, I'm going to take off the now and I'm going to put the ellipses there, remove the quotes. And I'm going to save and close. So this is pretty good. It's using, and it tells you how many of your keywords it's using based on your competitors. And this is pretty good. So I've got a 12 score of 12. And remember, I need to get to 63 on this process. So let me look here, 12, and I've got that, and I've got that. And how many words does it tell me I need? Oh, I need 3,800 words, and I only have 1,800. So this is going to be a problem. And I don't think to take the time to make it, I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click on this. Oh, good image there. See, here's an image that I really like. This is really good. Okay, so we don't use our table of contents because we like to put charts up at the top, closer to the top. And so what we're going to do, oh, that's a nice, it's not too bad. Their AIs are actually not real bad at all. Let me see how many, wow, this is pretty cool. Oh, I love the chart too. So this is actually really, really good. So what I'm going to do, we don't ever use conclusions. Remember that. We don't use conclusions. This is really, really good. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to copy this all. And, but the grade level is 12, which I don't like. So, but right now we're not going to so much worry about that. I am going to, our Google Drive link needs to be added there. So it's not added there right now. It will be when we're doing the processing. I want to, and here, like if you don't like the image, you can just click and get a new one. But I really like that. That's a really good featured image thing there. I haven't been doing, one of the things I haven't been doing is the text over my featured images. People are saying, there's people that are saying that actually is making it more clickable. So it might be something I might go back and do with a lot of our posts, a lot of my articles. And maybe we'll try it on this one. I am going to see here, we can edit the article. So let's click on edit the article and see if we can add, I don't think we can. I have never edited an article in Article Fiesta itself. I always do it myself in Google Docs. It says it's 1649 keywords. Yeah, so I don't think I can really add any more to it. I mean, you could come in here, so you can use this as an editor and come in here and add content to it and everything, but there's no sense in doing that in Article Fiesta when we're doing it in Neuronwriter. All right, so we will go here and we are going to click on copy. No, I don't want to copy article to clipboard. So I don't want to copy the HTML because I can't. Well, actually, let's do the HTML. Copy HTML to clipboard. And then we'll come over here to the Neuronwriter and we will click on my copy and see it says enter raw HTML. So we will just paste all that so we can make sure that it comes out exactly the way I want it to. And I jumped up to 30. I still got to go to 63. So something, yeah, this brings in the photos, this brings in the all of these. This is really good. So what you would do is then we would have the HTML in a Google document, paste it into a Google document, but also have another Google document without the HTML. And then that way the client can just, if they want to add all the HTML to make it look perfect like this, they can do that. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to come over here. This is a pillar post, so it's going to take a little bit longer than a PAA post. We're halfway there with our words, our headings. We need some work. The title is only 10%, which is, I don't know what to do about that. And our terms, we've only had 26%. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come in here to these terms. And first we're going to look through the first terms. And we got quite a, Article Fiesta was able to get quite a few, but there's a bunch of ones here that are not in the content. So we really need to get these guys. These are other, remember I said it's a complete guide, and we have this huge guide here with all of these different ones, but we're missing a bunch. So what we want to do, it even pulls in a video. That's pretty cool. And you can add videos here in an article in Neuronwriter as well, remember? So I think what we're going to do is go somewhere in between here. And this is what we're going to do here. So we see those that we actually really need to get in here. So before we forget to do that, we're going to do an H3 tag of, we're going to click on Minotaur because we know that that's a, yeah, let's just put that right here. Minotaur, let's copy it. Let's do a capital N. We're going to do a H3 tag, and then we're going to click on, we're going to go over here to AI writing, and we are going to go to, no, where am I looking for? Expand text. So I'm going to put input here in Minotaur. So I want it to write for about, oh, cannot be. Okay. All right. So I don't think I want to do there. I think I'm going to go here to Minotaur, climb down here. Well, I can always change it, I guess. And maybe I can get, let me just look at something real quick here. Okay, yeah, so it looks like I can only do the expand text, but I thought I could do it over here, but I guess not. So I think it was a different AI writer popping up for me there. Creature from, so hopefully that's 20 words. Let's see if that works. So here's our Minotaur. Greek mythology. It is often depicted as a half, so we have to change this. We don't want Greek mythology. We want it to say, and then I'm going to come in here because we know that's not a Minotaurs. are from Greek mythology. Okay, so there's a little story on that where we can do that. And now we know that go back to terms, and you'll see that Minotaur is now green. So you're going to go through. So the next one, let's go to another one here. We can probably expand on a lot of these. There's another one, big Loch Ness monster. That's a good one, right? So we want the Loch Ness monster. Put the Loch Ness monster here. Spell it correctly. Make that a H3. Put it right there, go right there, and then come over here to our writer. And we will put in here oops. Okay, right for me. Now let's see what it puts in there. And there it goes. So that's pretty good. It's from Scottish folklore. So we want to take that off, and we want to say, whoops. Well, you do things like this too. Let's get this back to normal. From Scotland. Okay, we're going to come up here, and I always remember to save, so I'm going to come up here and save so I don't have to do that again. You'll get a little green check mark that says changes have been saved. So let's go over here and go back to our terms, and we are now up to 33, and we've added a couple hundred more words. We have, when you see this red, it means we're using it too much, but you have to be relative about that, because that's what the article is really about, and that word is going to be used overused. The problem is it could be considered keyword stuffy, but I wouldn't worry about it if you don't have, like, they're not all red. So what we're going to do now to up our score here, let me move my video camera out of the way. What I'm going to do here is now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some of these words that we don't need in there. Okay, so they're going into a really huge explanation of each creature, and we're just doing a pillar post. So in a pillar post, you don't want to go into super detail about every creature, because that's going to be in the PAA post. I'm going to have an article about every single creature, and then all the story behind it and how it came to be and all of that sort of thing. So we don't want that in our pillar post, right? So the pillar post is just a very long post that links out to those to raise the topical authority, and then it links to your PAA posts. So let's go and, well, actually, let's start from the beginning, and we can see which ones we can take out of here. I think we need to do leprechaun. We need to do goblin. We can take out mischievous. We don't, if that word doesn't go in there, it's not going to be really bad. Ancient Greek, we don't need that in there. European folklore, we don't need that word in there. Irish folklore, probably not. Abominable snowman, sharp teeth, we don't need that, because those are more expressive of the different ones. And let's see what kind of mythologies they went through in here as well. So they went through Greek, Roman, Norse, Egyptian, Chinese, Indian, African, native. So we need to put in Japanese. So that, and Irish. So we need to put in Irish. We need to put in Japanese for sure. Okay, human flesh, I probably don't need that. And we probably don't need female spirit. We don't need Greek and Roman right now. And not sure we need serpent, but we'll find out. We need to do all of these on the pillar post. So down here, let's look and see. We don't need many mythical creatures. So there's a lot we can take out from here. Gold at the end, that might get put in. Well, maybe we'll wait. We'll wait until see what's going to happen when we put in leprechaun. We'll take out one or more humps. Appetite for, well, yeah, let's leave some of these in and let's just do complete list. We'll exclude that. Things that don't make sense for different animals, we don't need that. That are just like regular words that are not really keywords. You want to get rid of all of those. But I'm not sure if any of these would going to come into our content when we write about those other creatures that we're missing. Fantasy fiction, I'm going to include this. I'm going to not include that. List of mythical creatures. That should be in there somewhere. Here, let me go to the top here. So this is why you have to kind of know about writing a little bit so you understand all this. But let's just say popular types of mystical creatures, and let's do list of mythical creatures. And I think I'm going to take off list of mythical creatures. And I'm just going to leave it. I think I'm going to like it better like that. Let's see if I can add one. Yeah. So that takes care of that one. See how it turns green as soon as I write it? I think this is much better a list for a list. We're going to get rid of 35 because we're not doing that. We're not doing numbers. So anything that we see with numbers, we're going to take those out right now because we're not doing that kind of a listicle. And now we're up to 37. So we still have some work to do. We're only halfway there. So this is one of the things you want to really pay attention to. Headings are only at 22. I'm just wondering why we've got it in the meta. Heading 1 types. Well, we do have it, but my heading 1 is right there. So I'm wondering why. Well, what I'm going to do for Neuronwriter is I'll go ahead and write it as a header 1, even though it's going to create what it's going to create if you send this over to a WordPress blog directly, which we're not going to do for clients, but for myself, this is how I get these duplicate warnings from my SEO press, that I've got the title, the H1 tag twice. So we're going to put it there and see if that raises us. See how that raised from whatever that was, 30 something, all the way to 48. So we can look on this and say highest of all selected competitors, 63. Top 1 in Google is a 46. So we're above that already. Top 10 medium is a 49. And top 30 is a 48. So we're right there at the top 30. We want to get into that top 10 for sure. I want to get into that top 1. And we might not hit the 63. And sometimes it doesn't matter, okay? But now look how good my, this is really good. So it's telling me that my meta is missing types, which is okay. Now, so that really gave my score up. Use it in the meta title, name is in H1 and H2 tags. Types of a guide to types of mythical creatures. I do have it there. Keyword stuffing risks. I don't have that. So this is good. All right. So let's go back to those names that we needed. Basilic. Okay. So basilic, I know, is a mythical creature. So I'm going to copy that over here. We're going to come down here to our list. Loch Ness Monster, nymphs. Let's put it after nymphs, and we're going to put this one, basilic, there. We'll make this guy an H3. And then we're going to take that basilic and we are going to put our cursor there so that it types right there. And now we're going to go to our AI writing, and I'm going to erase all this, and I'm going to write the basilic. Basilic is a mythological creature from, and let's just see if it writes for me. All right, so here we go. European floor. Ooh, gave me a lot, which I don't think I want all that, because remember, we don't want, let's look and see at these. Let me go back to our, let's go back to our list, to our terms. Okay, basilic has been taken up, but I don't see, I'm not sure, but I don't think it's going to matter if we use a little bit more content for one of the animals. I think we're okay. This is giving us up to 2,100 words now, and we got a score of 49 here. So let's go and pick another one. Let's find out someplace else, because some of these are so short, but we can always improve on these as well. But in between harpies and cerebus, I'm going to go in here and see what that other creature was. Humanoid, let's get rid of that. We don't need humanoid. Bigfoot, yeah, but that's more of a modern time one. Oh, let's do leprechaun. Yes, for sure we need leprechaun. So we're going to go here and do our leprechaun. That's one of my favorites. So I already did some really cool AI art for leprechauns. We're going to make him an H3 tag. We're going to come down here, click there, click on. We're going to go back to clicking on our AI writer. And we are going to put in this. Irish mythology and folklore, and all right, so it's going to write there for us about the leprechaun, and it's probably going to give us a lot. And then those ones underneath, let's put here, we see, so you have to kind of read it because it says it's not there, right? So the leprechaun, you can't have a half sentence there. And then, of course, we want a lot of division in between. So you want to make sure you don't have any walls of words anywhere along here, because that part is going to be important. One of the reasons this article can get away here at the Minotaur, I don't like that either. Let's put that down. And these should all be a lot shorter. So let's go in and make sure that we're making very short sentences here. Let's see if we can set up anything else. That looks pretty good. Well, but once it's in WordPress, I think I'll do one more there, because once it's in WordPress, and if the clients, or like for me, I want to have ads on here, you got to have places to put those ads in between. Let's make this guy one there. That's pretty. All right, so now plenty of white space. So now we went up to 51, and we have 2,200 words. We may not get up to 3,800 words in this article. And if we can get to the 63, let's say, and we're not at 3,800, then we're fine. You don't have to go above. Just don't worry about that so much. You don't have to beat another article on page 1 just by having longer content. The only way you beat them is by adding valuable content. And this is very valuable, because now this is going to pass like plagiarism, because we're adding so many different methods. We have article Fiesta, then we have the writer. So Neuronwriter is fine for short writing, but it isn't doing well for long, doing long articles. So you can't do your whole article in here for that. And then if you add in ChatGPT information and your charts and everything, now you're adding a ton of value. So instead of having 3,800 words, I would rather have 2,500 words and have a whole bunch of really cool charts and graphs and beautiful images, and that are original, not stock, that you've made yourself. Those kind of images and charts and everything adds so much value to Google. Google absolutely loves those. So you're going to already get a one-up on the competitors, because they're not doing that unless they're an artist. And there are some of my competitors in this space are artists that do mythological art. I can't compete against them, but that's why I'm doing a different spin on it. So let's go back to our terms here, and we will see, ooh, look how nice and green. And then we'll go back down here where we saw he didn't put the end of the rainbow and stuff like that, huh? And he didn't put, let's Huh, okay, that's interesting. But that's good. We'll just get rid of end of the rainbow then. That's what I wanted to see to make sure. Gold at the end, let's get rid of that. That's fine. Um, okay, so we still got a little bit of work to do. So this is taking, this is a pillar post. It's going to take a lot longer than a PAA post. So mythical beast, we can take that out. And I think banshee is one. So let's do banshee. And let's go in between here. I have another little trick I think we can do after we're done with this part. So here's banshee. I am going to make it an H3 again, right? And then I'm going to come down here, click on my AI writer, and I'm going to erase all this and then say the banshee is a mythical creature. So you don't have to get fancy unless you want it to say something specific, but it's not going to. So this is good enough, and to give it just a few words to get started with, and it's going to put it right there in the banshee spot. There we go. And it's from Ireland. So we're going to come in here. Remember, we don't want to say just have one word like that. The banshee is from Ireland. Okay. Oh, female spirit. Remember we had that female spirit there in the, let's go back to the terms. You remember that? The female spirit. Where is she? Female spirit who's, oh, that's female spirit who's haunting. Darn it. I thought it was just female spirit. Can we put that in there? Female spirit who's haunting? No, it's not going to work. Okay, so you want to see where you can put some of those words in, but, oh, yeah. Is to be so haunting. So here we can put in the wailing of the banshee is said to be so haunting and terrible. An Irish, okay. Let's see how we can add that in there. Female spirit who's haunting. Lead to if who, here it is, who's haunting, female, oops, spirit, who's haunting, and we're not going to say fairy, we'll get rid of fairy, who appears, who's haunting and who appears. There we go. Very good. Oh, got to save. I always forget to save. I always want to save your changes. So let's look down here, and okay, so that's pretty cool. We got a lot of those out of the way. Oh, let's remove that one. Oh no. What in the world happened? Oh, that's bad. I hope I didn't lose everything. We had a snap of foo there. All right, looks like everything's intact. Yeah, I don't think we went up past 55, did we? Let's go back down here and make sure. Yep, I saved it right before that happened, so that's good. All right, now we want to exclude that word. Let's exclude gates of the underworld. So there's a bunch here that we probably, I don't even know. We got a few more creatures to do, but I'm just trying to keep getting rid of some of these. So maybe we should put in sea monster. So we're going to, a Bigfoot. It's kind of funny. We could do some American thing here. Or maybe there's a place, did they have a place for the pop culture? Pop culture, no, that's all the different wars and games and stuff like that. So, oh, and we need to redo this. So we would, well, I think this one's okay. I think we would still use that. I wouldn't redo it. I wouldn't spend the time to redo it. So let's go through here. And, oh, where can we put? Let's go right under harpies. Let's put the Bigfoot. Let's make it Bigfoot and make him an H3 and go down here. And then let's go to our writer. Oh, it lost my, darn. It lost my expand text. Here we go. That supposedly exists today. Right for me. So let's have that right there. Oh, there's a lot. Sasquatch, is another name of it. So we will go here, change a lot of this. We need a lot of space here. There's a big wall of words. And what I was saying is it's okay that it's grade 12 because of the words. There's no way this is grade 6 writing only because of the names of the creatures. That alone is putting it up to grade 12 because leprechaun, like all of these words, you cannot see, you can't like centaurs, minotaurs, griffins, phoenixes. Those are not words that are in a 6th grade vocabulary. So we're basilic, all of this stuff, right? Okay, so let's come over here and look at our terms now. And we raised 1 point through that section. And let's go down here and see if, let's get rid of appetite for human flesh. Okay, I don't know which one shapeshifts into a wolf, but I don't know that that's going to be so necessary. See, the more that you use these, the higher your score goes, because these are the same ones that are going into that are on your competitors' sites, articles, I mean. And then the extended ones, they've also gotten there. But that's why you want to do a lot of that. So let's finish with the monsters themselves. So sea monster, I think I'm just going to get rid of it because we want to know the names. So I'm going to get rid of that sea monster. Yeti, I think, and goblin we should use. Fairy tales, we can get rid of that. Abominable snowman, I'm not sure, but I think it is one, isn't it? I'm pretty sure he's one. Let's copy him and put him right here. So far, we've been working for 40 minutes. So that's the timer so far. So here we go. Let's go back to writing. And we're going to erase all that. And we're going to put in, oops, just type that in, is from this area of the world, and write for me. Let's have that written. You don't want to go to other screens while you're doing this part. I will tell you that. So, okay, good. Just a very short one there. That's fine. That's good enough for me. Let's go back to the terms. And we want, last one is goblin. So let's go put another one right here and put goblin. And let's make him an H3. And there's a whole bunch of more creatures. So you could really, if you wanted to, if this was for yourself, you could just keep going on and have this list get really big. We're going to go to our AI writing and we're going to erase this guy and put in goblins. Goblin is from this country's mythology. All right, so it's going to write that for us there. It's multiple countries. Interesting. All right, that's nice. I like that. Let's go to terms. It didn't raise our score, but now we've gotten all the creatures that the other competitors have on their sites, which is really important. And ours is original content because of the tonality, and Article Fiesta is very good at doing original articles, but also we're adding our own, we're doing other AI writers inside of this. And if you really wanted to go a step further, you could use ChatGPT to really embellish on all of these topics. But again, this is a pillar post and I want it to link to all those other posts that I will be using ChatGPT for. Now we want to use Japanese mythology is missing. So let's go here. And we will click here and we'll go Japanese mythology. And we'll make this I think this is a H4, or is it just bolded? Can't remember. I think it's just bolded, right? Yeah. Okay, so here we're going to go click on our AI writer. And we are going to input the text we want. Japanese mythology is home to creatures like. Okay, hopefully they'll give me a little bit of that. Let's see how well it does. Now you will want your ChatGPT open in that chat that you're doing for your outlines for your pillar posts for this content. And oh, they gave me too much. This is interesting. We just want one sentence. So, but I like this content. I think what we may do is, because the site is about gods and creatures, so having the gods in there is actually really good. Um, I didn't quite like that. Well, it's okay. We're going to go ahead and leave it for now. It does increase our writing a lot, and we can come in and erase some of those. We can delete some of those later if that's what we choose to do, only to make it the same as all of these. But then again, it's not bad to have something that's a little different, you know. It adds value, it adds something different to. So we're all done with the above here, which is amazing. So that's really good. And we're up to 60. Well, maybe we should leave all that content there. That raised our score a lot. Let's get rid of popular mythical creatures and let's get rid of mythical beings because we can't use it. So we're already in the red with mythical creature. So we don't really want to use that. Do we have European? We don't have European, and I'm wondering if that's because we're dividing it into Irish. No, we have Egyptian, Norse, Greek, which Roman, but I'm thinking European more along England and stuff like that. So let's look and see. We have Arabic mythology, which we haven't done. So let's go down here and do Arabic mythology, mythological gods and creatures. Oops, I spelled it wrong. Okay. Let's go back to, yeah, mythology is home to, let's change this, is home to creatures and gods like. And then we can do, and then we'd have to go through and Kitsune, who are, and then let's put shape shifting foxes. All right, so you might have to go through and do some editing right there. Let's click on save because I don't want to mess that up. So we have, we want to make this just bold, and then we're going to go to our AI writer, and I'm going to try to do something a little different this time. I am going to write a short list of, oops. Okay, let's see if that'll do something different. I don't know if that will work. I've never tried giving it a command. So I'm asking it to give a short list. Let's see what happens. No, it's not going to give me a short list. Oh, and it screwed up with my, and we might want to go ahead and do this with all of, let's get this back to not bold. Oops. Yeah, there we go. All right, so this gives a list, which we can turn this into a list now, which would be good. So you're going to have to do some, this would be really good because this actually adds really nice value. So we're creating a list here. I like that. That's really cool. Different things. So when you're doing your editing here, like here, we could do this to make this a list and go from here and click down, and then instead of, we could do a bulleted list, see? And then that way we could go over here to the Tengu. Oh, but I wonder if we can just do all of this. I don't think it's going to work that way, but let's see. I wonder if that would work. It didn't work. So we can make a big list here like this, and then we could go through and do the whole list for everyone, but I'm just thinking, like to do the bullets, but I don't know that the whole thing is going to let me do it. See, yeah, it doesn't let you do it. So we'd have to do something with get rid of all of these little guys and then make a list. So that's pretty good. I like that. Let's go over here. Now we have 3,200 words as well. Let's go to our terms, and we're at 62, which is really good. And let's go get rid of mystical monsters. Now we know we don't need that. We don't need immortal. We don't need folklore. So now we start to see what we really don't need throughout this. We don't need that word. Magical creatures we don't need. Greek and Roman mythology, we have it separated, so we're going to get rid of that one. We don't need this one. Ancient Greek mythology we don't need. So a lot of those we don't need because scary, mythical, we're not going to make a list. That's because 2 of the articles that are my competitors have the word scary, or are a list of scary creatures, and we're doing scary and not scary, right? So we still need Persian, European. We'll get rid of this list. Haitian is interesting. We can get rid of this one. Irish, we already have Irish in there. And let me make sure we have Irish as a list. We don't have Irish on the list. We have Irish. Oh, we need to do one for Irish. So what I'm going to do here, instead of having the AI writer do this real quick, I am going to go over to my ChatGPT actually, because it's going to be a lot faster to get a short list. So I'm going to say here for Irish mythological. And remember, it already knows ChatGPT. I'm on the same chat for the same topic for the whole time. So it already knows. ChatGPT knows everything that I've done way up here and down here. So I can just keep going on. Mythical creatures and gods. Please give me a short paragraph overview of these. And let's see if it gives me just really short. It wants to write like a story, which is great. I just love it. And again, if we add this in here, it gives a little difference to the content. But also what I like about this is great. So what also I like about this is that it's almost like a storytelling, which is fine, which is actually good. But what I really like about this is you're mixing up all of these kinds of writers. And what happens when you do that is you're getting original content. Okay, so it's almost likely, very highly likely, that will also pass it will pass plagiarism. It will, but on your your AI detector, it's probably going to pass that at a very high rate, even though that doesn't matter. So let's see, where could we put something like that? I would go from, the native to that part there and copy that in here. Let's get rid of this part here. And and then I am going to bold this. And then I'm going to get rid of the quotes. Always remember to do that. And again, it's a wall of words, so even though it's one paragraph, I'm going to break this up a lot. And of course, that's going to let me get ads and other things in between it. But this looks great. So that looks really amazing for the Irish. So we have the Irish in there. We have Arabic already in a different word, so we can get rid of that. We don't need fantasy series. That's including in the pop culture, which it already covered that. We don't need to know about these creatures. We don't need to know about this creature. Don't need to know about him. Yeah, so beast with the body we don't need, because those are going to be all in our PAA posts. Center of the labyrinth, we don't need that story in here. Gates, we don't need that. And they said this in other words, and Google's good with knowing that, so I'm going to get rid of a lot of these. Water nymphs, I'm not going to worry about that right now. So the only ones we have now, we're at 71, so we're way higher. So now we have Persian mythology, and because we want to really develop this, so I think we need to use Persian mythology, Haitian, and European. So we're going to go in here, and I think I like the ChatGPT one better. So let's make a list here. We got our list going here. Let's put Irish. Let's put that Irish right here. And then underneath Irish, let's do, because I think we're going to get a paragraph style from ChatGPT with this. Persian mythology. Okay, so let's bold him. I have to move my camera around. Okay, so Persian. So let's go right here, and then I'm going to go over to, I mean, the Neuronwriter was really good for writing that, but it was more like it's too much in depth for what we need for this content. It's great for when we get to the page about, so this is from Neuronwriter. So this stuff here from the Japanese mythology, see how long it is, and the Arabic. So that's great when we're writing the article called that. This was perfect for that, right? All right, so let's go here and move over to my ChatGPT, and it's Persian mythology. Okay, for Persian. And I've already given it my prompts of how I want it to write, and everything like that. So it already knows, ChatGPT already knows that. So I don't have to reprompt it with those things over and over again. Okay, so it's going to give me a short paragraph. Just ChatGPT 4, it just writes so well. It just takes a long time to do pillar posts. With ChatGPT, I use it, and it takes like between that, my own brain using, and then I cross write with the other writers. And a pillar post usually takes me anywhere from 12 to 22 hours to write, including taking photos, doing my own photos, creating my AI images, creating the charts, like the whole thing, from start to finish. But I'll tell you, this is like, you can also, like, I can also go here to copy, but then I'll have this one here. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this here and try to stop at the quote so I don't have to erase those. Let's go back here and we'll just paste that in there. Oops, and he wanted to do it in all bold. Okay, this is good here. Perfect. I gotta find sentences to drop. Yeah, here we go. Let's go over here and another sentence to drop, because you want it, really, really scalable. And then later they can, the author, or the client can go and embellish and, add slants and quotes and key takeaways and all that stuff. They can do all that. And so we got that. So now we just need Haitian folklore and European folklore. So let's do the same thing with this. I am going to just take this here and type it here, and then come in here and do Haitian. Oh, did I spell that wrong? Is that Haitian? Yeah. And then, so we have Haitian, and then we're going to go back over here to get that other one, which was European. So we will go ahead and copy. Just go ahead. Oh, I think I can paste. Yeah. European. There. So we go there, come back here while that's doing that, and get the Haitian ones. It's okay, I can add that. Let's move over here. Let's see where we're at here. So Persian. So here we'll go to Haitian. Actually, we'll just type that in first, and it's right here. And then we'll go here and we'll put Haitian. Heathen mythology. And we will, that's a perfect one for me to do, because I'm sure that the keyword for the keyword competition for that's low. Oh, let's do, they want folklore. Let's do it that way. That way I got that there. And then we will do our, before we forget, come in and break up your paragraph into lots of nice sentences. So you have lots of white space, easy to skim, easy to read. And then here we'll do the European. And let's go here to get back to ChatGPT and get, here's the short paragraph for that. Oh, yeah, they put the, I really wanted the English and German. I think we're going to take out some of this. So we'll copy it over because we have, I'm sure we have Greek. Yeah, we have Greek and Roman. So let's take this here, copy this, and then it's not bad. Okay, it's not bad. From mighty gods of the Olympics in Greek, like Zeus, to the powerful of Norse tales, okay? Landscape is diverse, the Greek to the Celtic. Okay, that's good. That's all right. The chivalrous of King Arthur, I love that. So yeah, that's perfect. All right. Now we've gotten every one that our competitors have as far as the names, and we have a 76. We better stop because what happens is, and we're at 3,600 words. Remember, it doesn't matter because what we don't want is we don't want to get really high. So we're at a 76. We don't want to really, we shouldn't really get higher than a 69 on this. I'm going to go ahead with this, but you don't want to overboard because then you could send Google a signal that you are doing black hat SEO or you're over optimizing or something, or it just doesn't believe you because you have to kind of go with the norm. You want to go just a few points higher than the norm. We're about 13. We're 13 points higher than the norm. And I think that I'm going to go with it. But if I was for a client, I would probably want to stop it at, 70, 73, maybe no more than 10 points higher. All right. So here we are, and this is all that it is. So now what we want to do is you're going to just copy this, and you can go get the HTML code here, and I can't remember how to do that part, but you're going to copy it all, and you can, it's over here. Oh, let me save it too so I don't forget. And then what we're going to do is we are going to, I think it's over here. It's over here, yeah. So we're going to check for plagiarism, and we can do that. It takes points to check for credits to check for plagiarism, but we're going to go ahead and do that real quick and wait here while that's doing that. And it's not going to let me click over to another thing. And so far we have spent 1 hour and 1 minute on this one article. Not too bad. That's not bad at all for a pillar post, okay? I know people say they write their pillar posts in 15, 20 minutes, but it's going to be trash. It's going to be garbage. And we certainly don't want to be selling garbage content to our clients. And we certainly don't want to be writing garbage content for ourselves. Garbage in, garbage out with AI. Always remember that. You have to add your personal anecdotes to it, personal stories, all of that stuff. And remember, this is a topic that I know I know about just because of school. Like in 6th grade, we studied a lot of the mythology, and then I watched shows like Vikings, and then I studied my own Viking heritage. So I learned about the Norse gods, and I'm half Irish. So I learned about the Irish leprechauns and other gods. And I lived in Germany. So I learned about about gnomes and things like that. It's 100% unique. Yay. So that's a really good, that's really good. Now, so then we go over here and we can export, okay? Import. We can import or export to WordPress, or we can export all of the word, whatever, and we can copy, read only, we can share with an editor. So there's a lot of things that we can do here. What we're going to do is we're just going to copy and paste it. So we're going to export. I think this is how we do it. Yep. And you can choose raw. Remember, I want raw HTML, and then you're going to want formatted text. So you're going to want raw HTML. two documents, one for raw HTML, one for formatted text. Do not use docx. All right, so we are going to save it just to make sure I saved it again. And there we go. We are done with our first pillar post, timing it, and we're at a minute, and so I'm going to give some leeway to our virtual assistants and know that if I can do all this in an hour, they're probably going to need 2 hours. So that's what I'm basing all of this on. And I think this is amazing. And this is without keyword research. So keyword research is on the aside from this. That's already been done. All right.